All right, the usual disclaimer, Polyend did send me this mess, but they have no say over what I say. Let's dive in. We're going to start by making a patch on here. The sound source is my mini freak, just with this kind of simple waveform. Let's start with number 1. We're going to select, let's start with a reverb. I really like this one. I'm going to let that be a little stronger and make the decay time even a little longer. That's nice. All right, number 2. Let's choose a harmonizer, pitch shifter, perfect fifth up. That sounds good to me. I'm going to up the quality slightly. Sounds great. Okay, let's go with something entirely different. This will be a little random. That's cool. And let's see, what happens if I bring this down? Let's go back up, actually. Let's go another fifth up. There we go. Bring that down slightly since it's so active. And I think I'm going to slow that down. Yeah, that's cool. And slope apparently doesn't do anything. All right. Okay. Next up, let's go. There's a lot of options here. I'll go through them in a bit. But I want another reverb because I really like the reverbs on this thing. Go back to blur. I think I like that one. Actually, no. I want to have decay time. Okay, how about that? That's nice. What about this? All right. And I'm going to bring that back down. Okay, so we have the chamber reverb. Let's switch over here. Yeah, okay, so we have a chamber reverb called Loft, pitch shifter called Tonal, micro looper called Drop, and a chamber reverb called Soda. So right now these 4 tracks are running like a row of pedals, 1 through 4, one to the next. And I can change the order. So let's say, for example, I'm going to bring that back in. Let's switch the pitch shifter and the micro looper. Okay, that stopped the micro looper. So now we have chamber reverb, micro looper, pitch shifter, and then reverb. Let's switch these two. Now we have reverb, micro looper, chamber reverb, and pitch shifter at the very end. Let's put the pitch shifter at the beginning. All right, and in hindsight, having 2 reverbs seems a little silly. Let's change this to something else. Oh, you know what's going to be fun? Let's do some panning. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, and now we can have a little more reverb. And let's bring a little more dry sound in. In line with their other products, which involve deep sequencer possibilities, this has a sequencer, which can change settings for any of these along a sequence. You can just get it going and program each of them, kind of like parameter locks on a Electron device. But to be honest, that's not exactly how I want to use effects, at least not right at this moment in my workflow. So I'm not even going to dive into that in this video. For me, just thinking about this as 4 pedals that I can combine in any order is pretty amazing. There are a ton of effect possibilities here. We're going to go through them. I am just going to kill 2 through 4 right now, and we're going to go through Real quick, just looking at them, I'm not going to do an audio example of every single one because there's over 100. But one of the key aspects here is that the DSP, the quality of sound coming out of this thing, is really good. To my ear, it's DAW quality. It's very clean. It's very modern. You're not going to get anything that is old chipset artifacty. You're not going to get anything that is convincingly tapey sounding. Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning. It starts off with panning. Nice controls there. Then some shapers. You see you have saturator, overdrive, clipper, asymmetric, wave shaper, blah, blah, blah. Lots of cool stuff here. Very cool for mixing at the end. Some filters. They do sound good. I actually want to show you that. Let's see. That's a high pass. Let's go to the low pass. Okay, yeah, you can hear that. I'm going to turn the resonance up. And there you can hear that filter. Sounds nice. And it's also really nice that they have, let me find it, equalizer. Oh, you're not going to hear it on this sound. You can set low, mid, and high. I would find myself putting that on number 4 a lot to just put a final mix shine on whatever I've created with 1 through 3. But this leads me to one of my, I guess, complaints about this thing. It is not very hands-on friendly. For example, with a filter, an analog filter, you like to just grab that thing and hear it moving. But listen to this. It is fully stepped. Even when you move slowly, these encoders are stepped, and you can hear it. It moves at intervals, not smoothly. And as far as I can tell, there's no LFO or anything like that built in here. There are ways to do it with the MIDI in, or probably with the expression in, but not built in. So your hands-on control is already limited in that way. There's no smooth motion that you can create as far as I can tell. Okay, let's keep going through these. Pitch shifter. Both of them sound great. This is actually one of my favorite aspects. Being able to have a pitch shifter before any of the very cool sounding reverbs in this, or between a reverb and a delay, or in any combination with reverb and delay. You could even have multiple pitch shifters with the mixes set so that all 3 or 4 different tones are coming through, instant chords, followed by a big washy reverb or something. Who knows? That is super cool. And I would find myself using that. So you can hear things can get pretty nasty with this quality setting. And even at the top, it's not perfect. But I don't mind it too much. It is an effect. It's not going to be perfect. All right, and this one's pretty cool, actually. Kind of like a ring modulator or something. I don't fully know how to describe it. Creating overtones. Very cool. All right, some interesting, very digital effects right there. Then these micro loopers, which feel very much like a microcosm. And some of them, not this one. Yeah, some of them can repitch. Don't know why we're not hearing that right now. There we go. Yeah, anyway, these micro loopers are cool. And then all of the reverbs. There's so many reverbs. And they sound really good, like kind of across the board. And then these delays. That one's kind of cool. This is another thing. You don't have full control over everything, like the pitch modulation on this. I would love to be able to control that, and I don't see a way to do it. That's a little too much. And as far as I can tell, there isn't a desktop editor where you can really dive in. I'm going to keep flipping through, and then we have some modulation stuff. Flipping through. Tape modulation. Doesn't sound like tape. Some of the granular stuff is cool. Again, I have the same complaints I had with the microcosm. You can't really get into the nitty-gritty. Make granular, quote-unquote, pun intended, changes. That said, if you're not wanting to do that, these do sound great. Okay, I think I just got to the end. Yeah, that's everybody. Okay, and getting into the settings menu, you can do preset routing. So rather than 1 through 4, it's 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, or you can do all of them mixing independently. And you also have expression pedal and MIDI options. So this is kind of cool. This fixes a few of the sort of lack of hands-on control things and also lack of LFO things that I was complaining about earlier. You can't do them in the device, but with one of their other sequencer-oriented devices, or with just about any Electron device, you could MIDI in LFOs or have hands-on control of things. It also comes with a ton of presets. Some of them are very good. I really like this one. So my overall thoughts, this thing sounds amazing. It's like 4 very good sounding pedals that you can thread together in just about any order in lots of interesting ways. It's not super great for hands-on sculpting or hands-on sort of improvising. It's more so the kind of thing you're going to sit down one day, create a bunch of presets that you're then going to use later just by flipping them on and see if they work in whatever context you're in. I don't think it would be super fun while you're creating a track or something to get in here and start trying to create or mess with an existing preset. But as a thing, a box where you can create a bunch of presets that you think you're going to love in the future, and then later on while you're working on something, pop through those presets to see if you find something that works. That could work really well. So I'm going to keep messing around with this. Like I said, this is kind of a first impressions, not a full review. I'm going to see if I feel inspired enough to create a bunch of presets in here, work with those for a few months, and then I might come back and talk more about it. But overall, great pedal. Thanks to Polyend for sending this over. Thanks for checking out the video. Please do like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.